Peace. I'm Rami Slamel, and I thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about Moorish economics, the business aspect of this movement. A lot of the time when we speak about Noble Drew Ali, Moors, Moorish Americans, the Moorish Divine and National Movement, we talk about law, we talk about history, we talk about religion, spirituality, divinity, but we do not spend enough time on the economics, the business, the money. So I want to start focusing on that side because it's very important for us in these days and times. I'm going to be reading from the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Moorish literature. It was a collection of writings of Noble Drew Ali when he was around and walking the earth. I'm going to be reading a piece of, let's see, it's going to be a piece of the Moorish leader's historical message to America. But first I'm going to read all of the section Our Dollars and Cents. And that's SENSE. Also, before I read this, if you want to get this information for yourself so you can read it, which I humbly encourage you to do, don't ever believe me or anyone just because they tell you. Please look it up, research it, study so that you will know for yourself. And if you do want this or you want to know more information, the email is IAMHHtemple@gmail.com, or you can go to IAMHHtemple.org. You can also look up Divine L on YouTube, Canaan Land Moors, that's CANAAN Land Moors, Canaan Land Moors, Cosmo L, Sabir Bey, Taj Tariq Bey, Abdullah Talib Mozi Bey, all of these brothers and sisters, Selah Bey with the etymology, all of our sisters and brothers that are putting out this information. It's very important that you look them up and study. And don't believe them either. The information that they give you or provide, look that up and study that and research that yourself. Man knows nothing by being told. That being said, let me read Our Dollars and Cents. Our Dollars and Cents. The doctrine of economic security is by no means as widespread and intensive among Americans of our group as the circumstances demand. And the more written and said on the subject, the better. We need to more earnestly urge conscientious support of the businessmen and women of our group in their chosen fields of endeavor. The greater the success of their business enterprises, the more open gates of opportunity there will be for our youth of today and tomorrow. The greater the success of their business enterprises, the more open gates of opportunity there will be for our youth of today and tomorrow. Think of this fact. We need to urge that our businessmen and women build on the principle of service. We need to urge greater cooperation among them to render courteous, honest, and efficient service to the buying public. They should not expect any support and patronage merely on the grounds that they are the same quote-unquote race, men and women in business, but for the reasons that the service and the quality of their goods and products they sell are equal in value to the service and merchandise offered to the buying public by any other business people. That's a deep one. There should be maintained a cooperative spirit among our businessmen and women to keep their business places as clean and sanitary as any similar places in any other section of the city. Citizens of our group should cultivate a sound vision when it comes to the necessity of buying professional service, merchandise, provisions, etc. We should look beyond the direct result and object for which we invest our money. We should lose sight of the mere fact that we received a dollar's worth for a dollar spent. We should keep firmly in mind the necessity of keeping each other's dollars spent as much as possible within the spheres of our own activities, where they will create further openings of business enterprises and wider opportunities for women and men of our group to procure sound, remunerative, that's remunerative, remunerative employment. I gotta look that one up, excuse me. Forward must be the watchword of the seller and buyer alike. We make the money and we spend the cash. Let us sincerely cooperate one with the other. Our plight will change when we change ourselves. And I want to read this brief excerpt real quick, and this is coming from the Moorish leaders' historical message to America. In connection with our religious aims and beliefs, we must promote economic security. The preaching of economic security among us is by no means as widespread and intensive as circumstances demand. No other one thing is more needed among us at this time than greater economic power. Better positions for our men and women, more business employment for our boys and girls, and bigger incomes will follow our economic security. We shall be secure in nothing until we have economic power. A beggar people cannot develop the highest in them, nor can they attain to a genuine employment of the spiritualities of life. Our men, women, and children should be taught to believe in the capacity of our group to succeed in business, in spite of the trials and failures of some of them. Trials and failures in business are by no means confined to any particular group of people. Some business ventures of all people fail. We have many men and women among our group who are qualified, both by training and experience, who are shining lights in the business world of all the people. It is a sad weakness in us as a people that we have withheld the very encouragement, support, and patronage that would have made some of our worthy business ventures a grand success. And worst of all, we have joined in the condemnations of them when they failed. Except in cases of actual dishonesty, discourtesy, lack of service, and actual unreliability, our business enterprises in every field of endeavor should have lulled the confidence, cooperation, and patronage whenever and wherever they can be given. Powerful. And I really wanted to read that because I wanted to get it through to you, the person watching, our people, that this isn't just some religious movement. And this also isn't just some file some paperwork movement, or talk legalese movement, or know the law and know history movement, or recite something from the Quran movement. This really is for the upliftment of fallen humanity, of all humanity, but especially our people. One of the things that I noticed, and this was before I came into the understanding of nationality, I would always ask my friends, my brothers, why is it that there is it's called Fruitvale in Oakland, but an area where all the Mexicans and Hispanic people, where they all have their businesses and they live and they have their whole community right in an area. We have Fruitvale is the area here in Oakland, at least for the time being, where it's gentrification going on. You have Chinatown, where you have a bunch of Asian businesses all located within the same area, farmer markets, medicines, souvenirs, sewing, food, cafe, bookstore, jewelry, you name it, whatever. They have everything. Parking garage. You have, what is it? In some areas, you have, a small, a little Italy. You'll have, out here in the Bay Area, we have a collection of our Ethiopian or Eritrean brothers and sisters. They have a general area that they stick to. You have a certain area where Europeans stay. It tends to be in the more expensive, very wealthy neighborhoods, Piedmont, Rockridge area, Claremont, that area. But for our people, we don't have a place to go. That was the point that I was getting to with my friends and my brothers, is that we don't have our own area where the street signs have an extra sign on it that's in our own language. We don't have it, and why is that? I can never really understand why that is. Once I came into the understanding of nationality, it made things much clearer for me. But I still see the void that's left. And I recognize, especially after reading Prophet Noble Drew Ali's writings, Our Dollars and Cents, and the other various texts that speak about economic security and finance, is that that is an area that we are severely lacking in, and we need to get on board. We need to get it popping. And the key point in there for me, I'll say, is that we can't expect our brothers and sisters, our Moorish brothers and sisters, Moorish Americans, to support our business, to buy the products, if we are not maintaining the same level of quality as other businesses. That is one of the main things that I've seen wrong with our people when it comes to business, is that our business practices aren't always up to par, which can be very frustrating, and it can have someone just cut you off and not want to deal with you ever again, just because you have bad business practices. And it is on the business owners to improve that. I also realize that it's on the consumers, the buyers, to be more patient with our people, because we are, working ourselves out of this mental slavery. So it does take time, and things may not run as smoothly as we would like them to, but we have to keep our focus on the future and what it will do for our economic security, for the youth, for our children in the future. And I think if we hold on to that thought and that mind frame, and conduct ourselves properly and with, the best quality service that we can provide, I easily see us coming out of this impoverished state. I mean, just like that. It seems so distant now because of the state that we're in, but one key aspect, I just use hip hop. It's a global culture. It's a global business, and we are the originators. Moors in North America specifically. It's various parts of music that come from all over the world, throughout all parts of time. However, hip hop, as a culture, as an art form, definitely came from Moors. And I see that as being the easiest way that we can start producing and growing and creating wealth for ourselves and our families and the next generations to come. But I don't want to talk your ear off. Thank you for watching. Please go look up this for yourself. Don't believe me. I'll drop links in the comment section below. Email me once again, IAMHHtemple.org. And I think that's it. Peace and love.